Right, before I forget, hold on. I don't know if I can play Death Cab for Cutie on YouTube. I just caught up with my first ever friend on planet Earth. First ever. When I think of my life in this human experience, and I think of my first friendship, my first example of like a companion, careful, I think of my neighbor Adam, and I think of us on roller skates throughout the neighborhood, or playing basketball with his brother and the other neighborhood kids, or swimming in my pool or swimming in their pool, sharing a bag of chips at the beach when we were little kids, just like so many different like elements of our life, pivotal moments of our life. And he was my first ever friend, and so I just caught up with him for the first time in forever and talked to him for like 3 hours. And it was wild to see how much your energy matters when you're in the in-between. So yesterday as I was driving to work, I was thinking to myself how grateful and happy and at peace I felt with the in-between of where I'm at in my life. There was like a huge amount of compression, and I'm not quite to the point of the big, huge release where I have some sort of like up-leveling or major change or new relationship or new friendship, new job, etc. But I'm in this very, very soft, quiet in-between. And instead of living for the future and waiting for like the next big chaotic moment to kind of like, rock me a little bit, I'm just enjoying the in-between. And this is the most aware I've ever been in the in-between. And I think a lot of us miss out on that because we're distracting ourselves from being within ourselves. I'm so guilty of that. And my friend is so deeply in the in-between and cannot see all of the good that's ahead for him, and is struggling with the fact that he wishes he could just have someone tell him, go do this. Because sometimes in life we just want to be told, go down this path, or give me a proper sign, give me an opportunity and I will take it. But when you're operating from this space of almost like panic, and you're in survival mode, and you're white knuckling an experience that is no longer serving you, no longer aligns with you, you're blocking every blessing that wants to come to you. And it was just so funny to see like two people that were very much like kind of in the same position handling it in a totally different way, and seeing how that's eating at him and like draining him of so much like light and energy. And then I'm here just like, like, it's huge. It's wild. But I was really grateful to be able to like share perspective and share stories and share moments of lack, and recognize where I was abandoning myself, or I was really hoping for something that was totally not meant to work out. And I kept reminding him, 6 months from now, you're gonna be cracking up and just call me and say, yeah, there's no way I could have gotten here had I not abandoned and fully released what wasn't working. So I'm curious to see. But truly, here's the thing, is how many times have you looked back on your life and it could have been such a subtle, what's another word for quiet? I don't know. Just a subtle, quiet time in life. You're just going to work. You're just texting your friends. You're eating good food. You really like this one show that you watch. Those are some of the best, most beautiful parts of life, when things are just going. You're healthy, you're happy, you're safe, you've got good community, you're just doing your thing. And some of us never even think to enjoy it, or just embrace it. You know, we're just go, 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 go. And then we get to a point where we get really fucking sick. We get really hurt. We lose a job and we go, why the fuck didn't I appreciate those monotonous, easy, in-between days? That time where I was in between one catastrophe and another fucking disaster. So here I am, enjoying the in-between and sending my love to any person who's fearful of the present moment, fearful of just like not knowing what job to work, who to date, where to live, what will I be. Maybe for 5 seconds, if we stop identifying with all of these things or these moments, we'll be free of desiring them so much, you know? I kind of have a feeling that's what happens with a lot of young girls that get married, is they live up, they move through their whole life waiting for this one huge moment. When I get married and I find my person, it's just, that's gonna be it. And they live for like the show of it, you know? Like, how many brides are just so unbelievably fucking nervous, out of their bodies, out of reality for their wedding day, and they go, I don't even remember my wedding day. I was so stressed out thinking about the flowers or how I looked in my dress, if the music was right when I walked down the aisle. I was terrified of X, Y, and Z. That was the big day. That was the day that you lived up to. Too much pressure. And then also on top of that too, like how saturated the wedding industry is, and like you have to buy all these things and you have to do all these things. And you coming up? Good? No? Come on. Anyways, Craig's getting married. Yeah, in short, we make a big deal out of a lot of things that don't matter. When I am on my deathbed, I will be happy to say that at 30 years old, I recognized that the first 30 years of my life were spent doing a lot of things outside of my body. And the next 30 plus years will be spent just doing everything I can to appreciate my soul's journey on this earth. Not take it too seriously, let any kind of negative thoughts or criticism fly right over me, and just like be a happy, positive version of myself that isn't picking themselves apart every day, wondering who's gonna love me, wondering what job I'll have, wondering how successful I'll be. If this fridge is stocked and my friends want to hang out with me and I have people to laugh with and tell them I love, I can breathe, move my body, exercise the way I want to, spend time outside, not sit under fluorescent lights 5 days a week and just go, I'm living for my break, I'm living for the weekend. If I have control over how I choose to spend my day, I've won the lottery that is life. I think that's all that matters.